Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. This week, Chelsea with a half 12 on Saturday, so a mere take it away. 2-1 victory against Leicester. Cutting it close at the end with an RU penalty in the 95th minute, but 2-1 win.
Yeah, for the most part, very comfortable. I mean, we were had the upper hand, but it's Leicester, isn't it? No, with all due respect, who just sacked the manager as well. Yeah, I think they had a spell in the last latter parts of the first half where they could have scored, but Nicholas Jackson, guys, that finish. What do you guys think? It's such a difference to last season, isn't it?
Yeah. What's he on now, like in terms of goals? I'll
I,
actually have a quick
I
look.
don't know, but I think
He's
it's got to be 6 or 7. I think no,
yeah,
maybe
7 goals,
more.
3 assists. So he's on 10 goal contributions in 12
10
games.
goal contribution. I think
And
Salah's on 10 and 10. But if you look at his
That's crazy, by the way.
that
Yeah,
is also
Salah's
ridiculous.
ridiculous. Yeah, we'll talk about Salah anyway. But he's so much more prolific this year. We're not talking as much about him missing chances. But if you look at that one he took against Leicester, for example, it was a hard finish to poke it in. And another player I want to highlight, someone who gets a lot of criticism, Enzo Fernandez, 1 goal, 1 assist, probably man of a match in that game. I think recently for us, he's been unstoppable ever since he broke up with his missus because he
Bounce back.
missed out on his youth or something. Don't know what that means, but been amazing. Like probably been one of the best midfielders in the world.
So just on
What?
just on your, I was
I've seen
just
him. I've seen his
uh,
It's
assist
been one
record.
game. I mean, it's been one game.
No, did you not see him against that? No, he got like three
Oh,
or
so
four.
two games you meant.
No,
Yeah,
No,
no,
just
no,
look,
no.
yeah.
look at his stats. Which midfielder's got Enzo's stats? Have a look at stats.
just while you're talking about stats, I was going to jump back onto what you said about Jackson. So, across this season so far, he's got a 6.64 xG and scored 7 goals, which we all have a bit of xG over here. And he's at 18 shots on target, obviously with the 7 goals. So what's that? Every 2.5 shots on target he scores, which isn't a bad return for
If
a
he does
striker.
it again, if he does this for the second half of the season, that's probably breaking some records as a Chelsea striker because no one even scores above
Yeah,
10.
even Drogba didn't do that.
Yeah. Nah,
You
Drogba probably did.
want a
But if
golden boot
he,
like two or
man, if
three.
he hits like a 20 goal season somehow, which is just difficult in the Prem, that's probably like,
I
I don't
mean,
even know if
a
Costa did
player
that.
that cost around 35 to 40 million, like his output this season, it looks like double that. I mean, look at Darwin Núñez, for example. We all say he's a good player, but he still has
Yeah.
that stigma of
Who
missing
says that?
chances. Okay, fine. Dan says that.
I like him. He's
Who's
chaotic.
But for us, again, it's just defensively. Again, we've got issues. I mean, people were criticizing Sanchez for not saving the pen, but you're nitpicking too much a bit. But
I think
if,
the defense in front of him did look a bit frail at times. Like Leicester did have a couple of chances. Like indeed, he should have scored.
yeah,
So like they could have easily been. Obviously, you had more
it,
chances with Madueke, like unfortunately blocking Palmer's shot on the line. We couldn't do anything about
we
that.
did
But
disallowed goals. So,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's like,
there could have easily been 5 or 6 goals in that game.
or could have been 2-2 as well, or
Yeah,
1-1. But no, my hot take, guys. I think we'll finish above Arsenal this season.
again?
I'm
We're
gonna
the
be hot.
standard.
I'm gonna be
We're
hot.
top top.
Sometimes we gotta be bold with stuff and be fearless. I think we'll finish above Arsenal.
Maybe
yeah.
if you finish above Arsenal, you're possibly getting top three then. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't
Moving
know.
on to Arsenal then, a 5-1 win against Sporting last night and a 3-0 victory against Forest at the weekend. Good week for you,
We're
Absolutely.
Elliot.
back.
Way.
Yeah,
We are back.
absolutely. It seems to be the international break. There's always like a bit of juice towards our players for some reason. It seems to
Because they
be
don't play in it.
exactly. Well, that's it. We get some nice break. We get some nice time to kind of train properly and allow the time to rest our players, and then we're back. You know, Nottingham Forest before that international break were one of the teams to watch out for. I think they were what third before the week just gone, and yeah, well, look, 3-0 win at home. Obviously, it's definitely a help that we played at our own ground, but. You know, there's no two ways about it. Nottingham Forest were definitely a team to be scared of. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch it. I was away on a business trip. No, Jake. I was on holiday, so I couldn't watch it. But so I couldn't actually watch it. But obviously, just looking at what everyone says, it seems to be there's a good bounce back. It seems to be we've got a full strength team back as well, which I'm pretty happy about. You know, we've got the likes of Calafiori on the left and Timber on the right, with our strongest
Odegaard.
midfield.
I
Yeah,
was going to say
the
I've seen a
strongest
lot of
I
midfield.
think
Odegaard.
Odegaard is the
Partey,
main. He's the main
yeah,
reason.
He's your Rodri essentially, like in terms
yeah.
of
He is.
performance.
He is.
Odegaard, Partey, Rice, Martinelli, Saka, Havertz. Like, I think that's our strongest team. Obviously, people are still crying out for Marino, Rice, and Odegaard. I think no. I think people really underestimate how good Partey actually is. I think he's a real back rock towards Odegaard actually being able to push forward as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I generally think that. But I guess the game I wanted to touch on, which is obviously last night's game against Sporting, because I did watch that. What a game, by the way. I think in the first half, I don't know if any of you boys watched it, but the first half, I think we wiped the floor with them.
Round of applause for Arsenal for winning away from home in Europe.
And you scored your first away goal in Europe after 415 minutes, and then you scored five.
First time for
Let's go
everything,
five,
you
yeah.
know? First
Yeah,
time for
well, look, it's funny because obviously everyone has like two ways about it. Like they just beat City 3-0 in their home ground, I think, wasn't it? And then everyone's thinking, oh, here we go. Like Arsenal are going to play Sporting now. They're going to get their ass handed to them. But no, we've shown up. We went straight to their ground, and I don't know what happened to them. For some reason, they were very open, and we played
Oh,
it.
well,
manager
No, they
lost
don't.
me.
They
I
don't
was,
have Amram, do they?
I was going to say I'll make this a lot more better looking for you. It was 4-1 to Sporting against City, so they actually scored
Oh,
four
4-1. Sorry, there you
against
go. Well,
City, and they only scored one against Chiefs. So does that mean you're going to win the league this season?
no, I don't know. What's
Well,
the league?
I
It's
said
Champions League.
I said
All
I'll ask him.
Not even
I
league.
said I'll ask him every week, so I've got to shoehorn it in somehow.
the league completely different to this, Dan. No, look, the Champions League this season, it seems to be a game of kind of luck. I guess obviously if you win the game, you get 3 points. You manage to shoehorn yourself into the top. Is it 8? I think that go through.
It is, yeah.
So like there's all well, like it seems to be like Man City seem to be dropping off at the moment, as you see. Like they're losing to Tottenham 4-0, drawing 3-3 to Feyenoord in the Champions League. It seems to be they're going through a phase at the moment, which thank God. It's lucky, it's nice to see that finally, because they've had that phase where they've been unstoppable for the past, I'd say,
12
5-6
years.
years. Yeah. So, I'm pretty confident in the Champions League right at the moment as well. As I say, Nottingham Forest winning against them 3-0 seems we're having a good bounce back now. It's quite worrying to see Chelsea, obviously, as you say, Amir, about you guys bouncing back on a bit of form as well. It seems to be us definitely competing against City and Liverpool for that second place position now. Liverpool quite at the moment storming it. They've got City next weekend, which should hopefully be a good game to see. I don't know who I want to win for that. I guess a draw would probably be,
Gonna the
yeah.
best outcome for you.
But yeah, so all's looking up for us again. Once again, it's nice to see that our strongest team and our captain's back to obviously full flesh to be able to direct this team into the correct position. I honestly just want to say as well, the set piece for Gabriel. Someone put it on Twitter, and it's a correct question. How do you stop Gabriel from
Yeah.
bulleting in from that
Foul him.
corner?
That's
Do you
the
know what I
only
mean?
thing you can do.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. He's so powerful and fast that you can't stop him. Like he's just going to run at you, and then if, as you say, Dan, if you stop him, it's a penalty. So it's a fantastic little tactic, and it's working every time nearly. So it's nice to see now again. Once, as I say, for the past a couple of weeks before the international
So
break,
he's nearly just on touching on Gabriel. So his best season in an Arsenal shirt was 5 goals after 38 games, 4 last season, and 3 this season.
Yeah.
So he could, especially with your set pieces, he could well beat 5.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
obviously 3 already.
No doubt, no doubt.
I've
Honestly,
actually,
He could get 8 or 9.
I've actually got an issue with Arsenal.
no shit.
I don't have any issues with Arsenal, but the cringeness in Gabriel doing like Gokeres' celebration and
There we
stuff.
go.
Like, how do you comment on like your cringeness for your club going up?
I haven't got a single ounce of cringeness for Arsenal Football Club, Amir. That's my answer.
Why not? Why not? Do you not find that cringe?
Because this football club has produced a lot of passion in that Champions League game that going forward we're very confident with whoever we get in the next game.
Agree or disagree? Arsenal is the most jarring team to not win anything in Europe.
No.
Oh,
Not
no,
many.
it's
There
a
aren't many
signature
teams.
celebration. How many celebrations can there be realistically? As like
Gokeres, was his name Gyökeres? I don't know. He
Gyökeres.
didn't really care that we did his celebration.
No,
It's because he's
probably
joining us.
laughed
He's
about
joining us,
losing.
isn't it? So he knows.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't get your. I think it's just an Arsenal hatred. Like last season when they were doing.
It's always no. What it is
It is.
they
Yeah, of
they
course
hate to
it is.
see
Yeah,
us
of
happy. Realistically, no team is happy because they'll win and go, yay, that's it. An hour later, they don't care about their team. Whereas Arsenal fans manage to kind of continue that happiness and say, we want big things. We want to be optimistic for our club. We want to be able to continue to do these big things. And because we're happy about it and passionate
What
to
are you
see our
happy
club doing
about?
well, the rival fans are just going,
Why are you
how
happy?
dare you be happy?
Why are you
How dare
happy?
Why am I happy? Amir, we won a Champions League game 5-1. As you say, we haven't scored an away goal in Europe in how long?
You flopped in the league 2 years in a row. I wouldn't be happy.
Okay, so you're related to the, so you're still trying to drag down the happiness again. Rival
I'm not
fans,
trying
I love
to
it.
drag.
I love it. I love
think-
it. I love it. You
No,
can't
no,
wipe this smile off my face for
This-
Arsenal
this-
Football Club. It's
this-
impossible.
This is the difference, Al, between winning mentality and just yeah, it's fine, it's all fine. We'll be
Yeah,
happy
you boring.
because it's like you're always like this inferior complex for Arsenal Football Club. Like, oh, we're happy, everyone's against us in the world. No,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be happy. You should be winning the league. You started off a bit
Okay.
more. Like,
I mean,
with a
I
dip-
think the thing you're asking for will happen once they don't win a trophy this season. If that happens,
What
I think
will
people,
happen?
people will
Do
be
you
very
think this
strict.
year?
Well,
So
I'm
I'm
hoping.
alluding to my point. Do you think this is like the year if they don't win a major
Yeah.
trophy, they're gonna start turning Arteta, or do you think
Yeah,
it's gonna be
next
like
season.
Elliot Or is it gonna be like Elliot? Like it doesn't matter. We won't win because we were in
No,
such a
no, no.
worse state before. Like, what do you think
If
it
they
is?
see Arnie Slot win a league this season and next season they're in the same place where they haven't won a trophy in that long, they'll be a bit more critical, I
Yeah.
think.
Because
Because it's already happening, by the way. Like there are more like Arteta out, not Arteta out, but people who
because
speak up against him now than last season at this time.
because I'm not speaking for El. El can obviously comment or not. If I was an Arsenal fan and you don't win anything this year, I would be Arteta out. But I don't think El. Obviously, El can speak for himself. El wouldn't be, and I don't think El
I
will
don't think
ever
so.
be Arteta out. Which
Yeah.
is like
I think it's
obviously
a case what Chavez said. I think it's a case where if Liverpool and Arne Slot do win the title this year, then it's definitely. I don't think Arsenal fans will be necessarily Arteta out, but you're 100% right, Chavez. It'll be much more critical in every single game that comes up next year.
Mm,
Like it's a lot on the line for next year if nothing gets won this year. For 100%.
yeah.
I think Liverpool, every team goes in stages for any league in any year, and obviously Liverpool haven't had like a blip in form yet, whereas City and Arsenal have had their little blip so far. So I think it's going to be obviously end up being a lot closer than it is now. What Liverpool 8 points clear could be 11, pending obviously the
you think
City
on
result.
Liverpool drew a blip then?
Yeah, 100%. They'll have one, even if they lose 2 or 3 games. That's enough for
Yeah.
City and Arsenal to catch up
And
comfortably.
Chelsea
Okay.
But
potentially though.
well, yeah, but obviously including like as like the three
The
that
big
everyone's
teams, yeah,
focused.
not Chelsea. I get it.
But
Yeah,
but it
Yeah.
happened with you, as Amir said, bottled it or thrown it away the last 2 years. You
yeah.
were 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 points clear. You've
hmm
lost one game. City have won 3 or 4 games on the bounce, and then they're either right on like level on points or ahead of you. And it's
Yeah,
at that
absolutely.
point the league's gone.
Exactly. Like you shouldn't be judging like the necessarily the league because this is what I did mistakenly a couple of years ago when we were like 12 points ahead by Christmas. I thought, yeah, this is it. This is our season. We're going to win it all. And then all of a sudden we dropped off because I guess injuries come along, a drop in form comes along. It's inevitable, really. You can't really go a season 100%
But you can,
straightforward, full speed.
you
You
can. Your
can,
team
but
did
I
it.
mean, the odds of it happening are so
Your team did it,
tiny.
so you can do it.
What I'm saying is like it's definitely something in the air that definitely like maybe even like soon. Who knows? We
We're only
never
a
know.
third of
We
the way
can't
through
put a
the
prediction
season
on
as
it.
well.
Exactly, but like you shouldn't really judge it until I'd say like March time, really.
Would you say this is your best opportunity to win the league, or do you think the
100%.
prior 2 seasons you'd say should have won it? Like in terms of, I remember when you were quite a few points clear, and then you had that
Yeah, a
poor
bit,
run of form a
100%. To be
couple.
fair,
Or do you think this year it's the year where City are looking like they're not the normal City?
yeah,
Liverpool are kind of coming up, but
this is it.
do you think this is the best opportunity for you?
Absolutely. Well, we had the best opportunity, as you say, a couple of seasons ago when we were so far ahead for like, what was it, 265 days, and then we mucked up towards the end. And then
Yeah.
last season again, where we like lost to Aston Villa with 1-0, and then obviously that dropped us off behind City again. So obviously this is the last, but it's not the last, but it's obviously another fantastic opportunity to hopefully, as Daniel says, like it may be possible to see Liverpool drop off eventually. Whether or not it happens is time will tell, but I'm
And
hoping
Like,
so.
like that's.
last question.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, Dan. Sorry.
I
Go,
was going to
go
say like that Southampton game, obviously, while Elliot was talking about Liverpool. People like we've said it all the time, where teams will go to other teams like you'll go to City. Yes, that draw wasn't good enough and things like that, but you'll look at that and you'll come away and go, that was a result of champions. That was as opposed to a scrappy result for Liverpool, as opposed to like Southampton threw that game away defensively. It was lucky that they scored the 3 goals. It was just calamitous error after calamitous error for Southampton. And again, it's both sides of the coin. Is it a lucky game for Liverpool that you're going to look back at in 8 months' time and go, that's possibly one of the games that won in the league, or could they fall off and go? You look at it and obviously like the Southampton game could be the start of like them sort of being a bit shaky, them being not the Liverpool that we know under Klopp. Obviously, because they're not.
Realistically, if Liverpool can go this whole season doing what they're doing at the moment, let's say they win next week against City and they continue doing what they're doing up until May, then they fucking deserve it. Like,
If
no
you, yeah,
doubt.
if you
Any
win the
team who
league,
does that
deserve it.
deserves it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
go on, man. Sorry.
But El,
Nice
my
to jump in.
Go on,
last
mate.
question for you. Could you give us a time frame where where your patience with Arteta runs out?
I can't give you a time frame though.
Okay, fine, you'll be happy with Arteta forever then. That's
Mhm.
that's all I need.
Yeah,
Me and
me,
him
me too.
together forever, yeah.
And
Most handsome man in the league.
speaking of clubs who
Amarim.
aren't happy with their manager, Amarim's first game, Ipswich won, Man United won. Any difference from Ten Hag?
No, we
Bloody
had
hell.
one game then. Yeah. All right. No, just to like, I'll speak on the game very briefly, but I already told you guys I knew what was going to happen. He's not going to do some magic wand trick overnight and change things. I liked how he just implemented his formation straight away, and he said that he's going to keep that regardless of what happens. I think he's very much focused in his first 2 weeks on saying that regardless of what happens, he's going to do his own thing because managers have come in, Ten Hag, Solskjaer, all of them, and said, no, we have to combine Man United DNA, and that's clearly not worked. So he's done his thing. He's put put the law down. He's very personal. He's likable. Press conferences, he's always smiling, and that's all great. I think we said that about Solskjaer too until it went wrong. So I'm a bit like, apprehensive to start completely throwing my hope into him. But yeah, so far so good. In the actual game itself, I just blame the players really. That we just don't have good enough players to execute his plan. So if you notice what he did, he played three at the back. Mazraoui played a new position again, was absolutely outstanding. I think that guy is just the most incredible signing for 15
Player of the
million.
season so far?
Signing of the season, maybe, in the Premier League. Our player of the season's Onana. Like,
Which players would you say from looking at Amrin's new system look like they were struggling or don't look like they're capable of playing in the system?
Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans, but obviously someone said that his system is not an old man system, and Casemiro and Evans did struggle. And he talked a lot about intensity. They're not going to keep up with intensity, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they won't play again, or at least they'll be phased out of the team. Dalot struggled. He was out of position at left wing back, and
When
Amram
doesn't
very
Dalot struggle?
He's not that bad. I think everyone jumped on Dalot very quickly, saying he's
But isn't
bad
he a
and
right
cliche all
winger?
along. He's
Isn't he
also
like-
not even, he's not even playing
Yeah.
his position. I thought he was very good last season, and at certain points this season, he's been okay as well. So we don't want to jump on him. Ahmad was very good. I think he's generally the one player in the front three that actually plays football and is pleasing to watch and does the correct thing. Good decision making, unlike Alejandro Garnacho, who needs time on the bench. And I think Garnacho is very young and he's getting the criticism of what Rashford gets, which is unfair. So time on the bench and coming off will do him the world of good. Ericsson's finished. I think Ericsson's been brilliant this season, but in this system, it's just intensity. You need to run back, and our players don't run. They're quite lazy. Statistically, there's run like distance covered. We're quite poor in that. So we'll slowly see changes that Amram wants. Ahmad played right wing back, by the way, did very good, and left wing back was Dalot. So there will be changes. De Ligt also was in the center of the centre back partnership. I think Maguire needs to come in. I think Maguire is built for this three at the back formation. And I mean, we're still waiting for Lenny Yoro, who's supposed to be generational according to our club.
When is he due to come into the side? Or
he's just being slowly brought in. He could probably play now, but he won't. He's going to slowly rehabilitate. I think Joshua Zirkzee is going to fight for his life now. He's got we're
I
in
was about to ask
November.
about him.
He's got 1 month, and possibly if he does not do what he's completely done everything wrong so far, except his first goal. He's very lazy. He doesn't look like he fits the system, and if that carries on, he might even go in January. To be honest, it depends on if we can get someone in. He's not. He's not going to be in an Amram team for long. Højlund needs to fix up. I think he just needs coaching. Hopefully, he does well. Rashford's the center of attention for everything. I mean, he went to a game, I think, New York. In New York, and Gary Neville said he shouldn't have gone. Rashford just causes controversy,
And then
and
he
I think
scores a minute back in.
yeah, and he was poor after that. Dan, I don't think I count that goal. It was just a tap in. It was all on that. It'll be interesting to see because I think for that game was for Amorim to see what are these players like. He now knows that a lot of them are lazy. They don't do their job like they're supposed to, and obviously the players themselves were trying to adjust to what Amorim's probably told them in training. But he's definitely left a very good impression inside the club. You can tell the way everyone's talking about him, saying he communicates very well. I think the thing I've learned the most is I think people were struggling with Ten Hag's communication because that's been mentioned as a big thing with Amram coming in, how very clear he is. So we will see. He's done well so far, in my opinion.
I have a question for you, Chavez.
Yeah.
The incident that happened after the game involving Ed Sheeran, will you be listening to Ed Sheeran's music ever again? Will you be boycotting him? Do you think it was a rude from him, or do you not care at all?
What did he do?
I do not care. He interrupted an interview. Amram very beautifully in the press conference. By the way, he says the very right thing. He said, "I don't care. You guys make a big deal out of everything." He's simple as that.
That was in his original. That was his original. One of his original comments, wasn't it? He said that he was like, "You're gonna basically criticize everything I do, and I don't care."
Yeah, and
one of
also
his
he
first
said
comments.
that he said there's a lot of
Did his
media
welcome interview, wasn't it?
Yeah, he
Will
said
you
he's
be
done
listening
more
to Shape of
interviews.
You?
I don't think that's a good song, anyways.
Good answer.
Yeah. But we'll see. Tomorrow we've got Bodo Glimt. So if we lost 2-0 or something like that.
Big, huge game.
Huge game because it is because
I still remember them about 2 years ago.
Yeah, we're struggling to get in.
You don't. You're below them, aren't you?
Listen, if we win the Europa Conference League, we're the most successful football club in history. Most successful.
I mean, you're basically winning the Champions League.
You can't look down on.
It's the most terrible accolade probably ever.
On a tournament. You cannot look down on tournaments since you've not won anything in Europe.
Yes, I can.
This is the issues we have with Arsenal fans.
No, I can actually.
You can't look down on people when they haven't won anything. It's like me. I can't. You can't do it. It's impossible.
Speaking of things that are going wrong and not winning anything, by the looks of things, Man City obviously losing 4-0 to Spurs at the
Yeah,
weekend and throwing away
that's
a
just terrible.
three-goal lead. I was going to suggest doing a Liverpool against Man City combined 11, but I'm guessing it's going to be a Liverpool
It's
starting
definitely not
10.
Edison in goal for sure.
Liverpool starting 10 with Haaland up top.
Hello.
Are we all in agreement? Are we in agreement? Liverpool
Well,
starting
for
10
all
with
their
Haaland up
11.
top. With Haaland up top. You
Yeah.
think there's no
I mean,
Rodri, Gvardiol maybe at left back?
Gavardio
some of
gets
the,
in.
you know what, some of the players who are culpable in this bad run of form, Carl Walker is finished.
He's
I
yeah, he's
mean,
terrible.
he's actually finished. I don't know
Yeah,
what
he's
happened.
not good. John Stones maybe.
I think the only City players you could put an argument for across the season of Gvardiol and Haaland. I would say
By
the
the way,
only two.
Dan, I have so much faith in Pep. I think Man City will still, even if Liverpool beat them on Sunday, I think City will win the league. I think Pep
That's
will
what
either
I'm thinking as well.
find a way
Honestly.
to fix this, or he has all the money in the world to get the next DM because
In
Rodri's out,
January.
so he'll just buy someone in January. I
So he's
think
gonna
Pep,
try and
Pep
get he's gonna
Declan
try and get
Rice.
Party.
Gonna try and sign Declan Rice in January for
It's
300
always
million.
cringed, man. Party Rice. Is that as if their players?
yeah, to be honest, we should be discussing who's Pep going to get because he will get who he wants.
Definitely he's gonna try and get an Arsenal player, but we're not for sale.
Who are you putting forward
Which
then?
Arsenal player is he gonna
Yeah,
get?
any. We're all good.
I don't know, Dan. I haven't even thought of it until now, but like I think
That's the thing.
Which DMs are out there? Which is a young DM that's like not young, but like a DM that can come in and like.
just he needs someone there straight away,
You
starting
need
every game.
Xhaka.
It'll probably
See,
be someone from Man City Football Group, Girona DM or something.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
You never know.
I'm not well versed on. Yeah, Yasser Espria. That's about it as far as my Girona knowledge goes. And he is a baller. So if he does end up at City, I'll be watching him.
So
Speaking of
it's on
players,
Oh, Daniel
No one
Brand will
else.
be watching you if he signs.
Oh, question for you.
Go for it, mate. Go
Best
for it.
best right winger in the Premier League of all time.
Don't say Saka. Someone said Saka.
yeah, I saw it.
Of all time, of all time.
All time. I'm going to ask you a little question.
The right winger.
It's
Best
so
right
easy.
winger in an
Salah.
all-time. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
Best
much
for you
argument.
because this is close to home.
He's not the most successful though. David Beckham
Best
does have
Premier
5
League
more Premier
manager
Leagues.
of all time.
Pep Guardiola.
Wow, I was not expecting that. Fair
I
play
agree.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Daniel.
yeah. I agree, Pep.
International friendlies, since you watch them,
Yeah.
would you be opposed to them just being like like a month period where everyone plays their games?
Well, like a whole group.
Like, for example, like in a month, you just play internationals, then for the rest of the season, we focus on
Yeah,
the league.
because
You
I
like how
suppose
it is where there's breaks like this. What
This
would you
breaks is a whole load of BS. I think they're a waste of time. The Nations League is ridiculously
yeah
putting a strain on
they've
these high level players.
they've swindled the Nations League into something that it really shouldn't be in terms of qualification for tournaments, and obviously England being moved from bracket B to bracket A because we absolutely honked under Southgate and managed to get relegated last time out. But like how we got relegated was also fairly comedic, but beyond me.
Wait. I have a question. Okay, actually, finish your
Also,
thing.
yes, sorry, Shabazz, it was also 5-0 Ireland, so sorry about that one, mate.
Well, that's what I'm
Um,
trying. That's what I'm trying to get away from international football. Let's play. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. You just have to say yes or no. And I'm going to carry on until someone says yes. So Liverpool play Man City next, right? Sunday. If
Yep.
Man City lose, would any of you sack Pep Guardiola? Yes or no? Just yes.
No,
No, right? Okay, then they play Forest at home. Would you sack Pep if they lose?
no,
No. And then they play Palace away. Would you sack them?
no.
Juventus then in the Champions League?
I'm
They're losing.
I'm thinking
They're
like
losing all these games.
so. I'm thinking
What-
like 12 games in a row. Then
What's the
potentially
pathway to the sack?
10
Because
10 or 12
after
games.
Juve, Dan, after
Mate,
Juve,
even if he
United,
gets
because
relegated,
it's United.
he'll keep
Jabez,
it.
he's Man City's most successful manager ever. He's won
He's
the
Yeah,
the
treble.
most
He's won
successful
it all.
manager ever. Most
Right,
successful
what-
manager.
So how many though? Like 60, 70 games?
I
How
don't
many does
think.
Pep
I
lose?
That's what
don't
that's
know.
what I'm
There's
saying.
no number. I
If
generally
he
think
loses
there's no
12
number.
in a
What if
row,
they get relegated back to back to back to back? Like he keeps
So
losing.
be it.
What is the
It's on the
Pep's in the
terms of
Northern
leaving.
League.
So fucking be it.
No,
I think
what's the call?
if they end up, if
Doesn't
they lose,
overthink
like,
leaving.
if they lose like up until Everton, which is like what 12 games in a row, then there's got to be some major questions asked if you've lost 12 games on the bounce
No,
because
because they have 23 points this season. So there is a situation where Pep could lose all his games up to the end and then get relegated. 23 is not enough to survive.
that's
So
not going to
surely-
happen. That's
surely-
also
no, I'm
not
just
gonna
saying. I'm just
happen.
saying. What is because it's
He's on the
interesting, isn't it?
hypotheticals. Yeah. Okay. Well,
This
if
is
you
such
get
a
to
unique.
Pep
It's such a unique
Guardiola-
thing
maybe
that's happening.
April without a win.
The only time
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola will be sacked or whatever happens where he's not at Man City is when he leaves on his own accord, in my
Yeah.
opinion. If he
Yeah,
gets
I
No,
agree.
but Amir, I think they would.
He's on the
sack him.
hypotheticals, Amir.
Who would they
Yeah.
get in, Chavez? Who
He's on the
is-
hype.
It doesn't matter, Amir. If they have 23
Michael
points down, they
Richards.
continue losing, and then they get in a relegation battle. They have to get someone else in.
Who?
He's in, yeah, but he's in a hypothetical, Zamir. So if you're telling
Yeah,
me,
because yeah,
yeah.
Get David Moyes in.
It's
David
not going to
Moyes is still
happen, but
available.
it's like if, yeah.
yeah.
Big Sam, get Sam Allardyce down there or up there.
Because
Who would
this
you,
is,
Chavez? How many games would you give him? Then you've asked us. How many games would you say before he should
I
get sacked?
think if they get to 30 games, there's 8 games left and they're on 23 points. They've got to sack him because then you're really stuck. They could get relegated. You've got so he has to lose 18 more in a row.
Before
Yeah.
we wrap it up,
I was going
Liverpool v Real Madrid tonight. What do we think?
I hope Real Madrid
to
win.
raw
No, but Real Madrid are missing half their squad.
score.
I still hope they win.
Mbappe needs to sort himself out because he was
I
poor in
need
the
I need a
past.
drop in Liverpool form ASAP. So I hope this is the kicker that goes bang, and then hopefully they
Also-
lose next weekend. Well, not lose, but draw next weekend, bang, and then they continue losing. So, yeah.
Mbappe has no excuse tonight because he's playing his position because Vini's out. So
And who's the best player in the world right now?
Speaking
this
of players, Lamine Yamal won
Odegaard.
Young Player of the Year. Golden Boy Award.
Odegaard's the best player in the world right now.
no, he's not. Probably Salah. Right this second in there, Salah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
Salah.
Do you know
It is Salah.
who's really been like amazing this season? Rafinha.
Yeah, he's done well.
Yeah,
It's probably
I'd
Salah
argue
or like
Salah though. He's got what?
I think it's
Gyökeres?
Salah.
Salah,
20
Gyökeres, or
It's
Gabriel.
not Gyökeres if he couldn't fucking bang against the boys.
Right this second. I'm gonna
Terrible
say.
excuse. Terrible point there for me.
Right, the second.
Yeah,
Oh, Andre Gray because he scored twice.
I'm not. I don't want to talk about it.
Ah, get down on Andre Gray.
Nah.
Do you
I've
know?
had a-
You guys know what happened, right?
No.
He scored a brace.
Oh.
He scored a 96-minute equaliser against us.
Against Watford, and he
And
celebrated.
celebrates.
And
with
so he
yeah,
was
that's-
doing all of that.
You're celebrating Dan. You're celebrating it to Dan's face.
Because he knows the fans gave him shit. He scored twice, and they were both one of them's goal of the season, in my opinion. Championship.
Arguably both.
Dan's kicking chairs.
It was inevitable.
Dan was kicking his sofa.
It was inevitable though. It's one of them things. An ex-player comes back, he's always going to score against you. It happens all the time. It's just unfortunate.
Dan
that
happy with the result yesterday. And
Yeah,
Watford are
with
the only is it
the
the
team
only club?
that haven't lost at home since March. I don't know why they picked March, obviously, because other teams have won in January and February at home. But I'll take that. If we can make it to the end of the year unbeaten at home, which is obviously tough through the Christmas period, it's a great
Dan,
feat.
are Watford going to win the
playoffs?
championship?
We're not winning the champ. Playoffs, if we carry on as we are, yeah. But we're not winning the champ. Because I think we're only 4 points off top two. Again, it's a long season. Longer season in the champ than it is Prem. But yeah,
Cool.
that brings us to the end. So thank you very much for watching. And until next week, goodbye.